My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is May 9th, 2025. It is 1:08 a.m. So yesterday, in the middle of recording, it was getting too late. Everybody got up, so I decided to stop recording. So I'm continuing. There's a lot going on. Oops, something happened. Okay. There's a lot going on. But I'm just gonna continue with whatever I had on my list, and over the weekend I'll pick up on things, more recent things. I don't want to add new things onto my list, but there's things that Harry did and the podcast, which I have not listened to, so I better listen to it quick before next week. So the new tweets, the new things, events that Harry's doing, I'll talk about them over the weekend. But for now, I just want to finish some of the things I have on my list since yesterday. Okay, so let's go on Twitter. These are the numbers for the channel analytics. I haven't done this that much. All right, so not much going on. So let's go on Twitter. All right, so this is the first tweet. Princess Diana was having her trips aboard blocked, mail stolen, even charity work affected in order for her not to overshadow her ex-husband, which is exactly what's happening to Harry right now, Santa Bali, and all the headaches, unnecessary headaches that the royal family and the media are putting on Harry. Okay, same thing. Coincidence maybe, but looking at all the efforts to damage Prince Harry and Meghan's work, it's all eerily similar. Yeah. Let's listen to this. This one is 23 seconds.
By visits abroad being blocked, by things that had come naturally in my way being stopped, letters going, got lost, and various things.
Not only did they decide to remove my security in the UK, but they also signalled to every single government around the world not to protect us.
This is sad. Okay, let's read some of the... Oh, not much. Charles has a very fragile ego and zero emotional intelligence. The guy does not care about anything but himself.
And when we think about this duty, this role that the king has taken on, what kind of king do you think he'll be?
Well, you know what you're getting because he's been practicing for a bit. And I don't think he'll change. You know, he is committed to his own level of service. That will remain true.
And anything that comes from Princess Diana, which I've said so many times, I believe he doesn't care. I don't even think he cares about William as well. Coincidence takes a lot of planning. Nothing is ever a coincidence in those types of circles. Sabotage is a legit tactic. They already started on Meghan's salt bath. Yeah, this is something new. I'm hearing somebody suing Meghan because of the salt bath or something like that. All right, watch them ramp up imaginary idiots who have bought blah blah blah, which has burned them forever, blah blah blah. Both interviews, 30 years apart, mother and son, very eerie. All right, so let's go to the next tweet. So this is something I need to cover over the weekend because I did see a tweet about it. All right, next one. King Charles attended a documentary premiere and claimed that he's feeling great. Right now, things is going according to his plan, whichever it may be, everything is fine. When there is a negative thing going on, all of a sudden you will hear about the cancer thing. I think his dear boy's concern for his part is valid. Looks horrid in these photos. As Charles said a week ago, quote, "It's all smoke and mirrors." Of course, he's feeling great. He has been feeling great for the last 7 years, knowing full well what had been going on behind the scene. He has been a continuous treatment for over a year now. He hasn't gone into remission. This implies that he currently has a treatable cancer, but it's not a curable one. Okay, it's giving that. He's not back to normal sausage finger, so I think he's lying. I won't have thought that by looking at Charles. Let's go to the next tweet. This is making reference to the royal family. I want to make this quick. Royal family have shit bricks because Harry's BBC interview caught them off guard. So their means of damage control is to play ventriloquist by having Piers Morgan bash Harry and Meghan and demand the title they offered to return over 5 years ago be taken. Whatever pricks Morgan says, only haters believe. He'll say anything for clicks to make money he desperately needs, said Mother Effer. Morgan emerged like clockwork, indicating senior royal with proper bait or colluding with media allies who have actively targeted Meghan and Harry for the past 9 years. This further demonstrates that the system is rigged and that they are endorsing stochastic terrorism against Harry and Meghan. Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much, yeah, the thing have been playing out. Exactly. Piers has proven that he's nothing but a lackey for the royal family. The saddest part is that they can't come up with anything original. This is the same playbook that they went on Princess Diana over 20 years ago.
Do you really believe that a campaign was being waged against you?
Yes, I did, absolutely. Yeah.
Why?
I was a separated wife of the Prince of Wales. I was a problem, full stop. Never happened before. What do we do with her?
Can't we pack her off to somewhere quietly rather than campaign against her?
She won't go quietly. That's the problem. I'll fight till the end. The campaign was, in that point, was being successful. But it did surprise the people who were causing the grief. It did surprise them when I took myself out of the game. They hadn't expected that. And I'm a great believer that you should always confuse the enemy.
Who was the enemy?
Well, the enemy was my husband's department, because I always got more publicity. My work was discussed much more than him, and you know, from that point of view, I understand it. But I was doing good things, and I wanted to do good things. I was never going to hurt anyone. I was never going to let anyone down.
But you really believe that it was out of jealousy that they wanted to undermine you?
I think it was out of fear, because here was a strong woman doing her bit. And where was she getting her strength from to continue?
The royal family hates what they cannot control. I pray for Meghan, Harry, and their children's safety. This is why we have to pray every day. Okay, you must be joking. Hold on. If you are born royal, how can your title be removed? Also, why is no journal asking this question? They know. They just want to make noise with it. Alright? Let's go to the next one. There's more comment. It's ridiculous. It's the same thing that's playing over. This is also a way to keep people from knowing what politics, okay? This is the key thing. Politics is very important with the action of the politician, because they are the one who's controlling the country, the direction of the country. We need to think what are the real issue that's going on in terms of political. So all of these are noise to distract us from these people, from what they're doing outside of the country. Okay, Trump already sort of creating his own noise, but there's a lot going on. Okay, just know that. All right, next tweet. Forget left versus right. UK media is now united and smearing Prince Harry for sports. Baggage for God. The UK Guardian media are pissed that they didn't get the interview. There's the laugh here. You're right, said but true, but I see that more and more people are seeing through their orchestrated attack fueled by the unroyals. Legal cases against them is also a factor, especially with the Daily Fair. Their vicious attacks are increasing support for the Sussexes. The palace covered as much as they could concerning Harry's bad behavior, but now that he's left the fold and has no place, no palace advisors, he runs his mouth and stepping in every time he does. There's no hiding or denying he's a bad seed anymore. He puts, what the hell? He's a, well, did I read that? The palace covered as much as they could concerning Harry's, what bad behavior? Oh, I forgot to read what I wrote. Really, is that you? Harry speaking his truth or bad behavior? Get the F out of here. You people are walking demons on earth. Andrew, with the question mark here. Let's block this. Let's go to the... This is the thing that we... It's sad to see what's going on. It's really sad to see whenever it's the negative thing, these people gravitate toward that more and more. My goodness. Next tweet. Let's pause this. I'm trying to figure out what's disgusting about a father trying to keep his family safe at Richard Eden. Prince Harry isn't asking for special treatment. He's asking to be treated like everyone else. He wants himself and his family to be given the same risk assessment that everyone else is subject to, and for his father to get out of the way so that it can happen. What Harry's old friends are really saying about his disgusting interview as they reveal to Richard Eden what their relationships with the prince are like now. I mean, probably none, because any true friends of Harry don't speak to the media. So let's listen to this. Let me put it small. All right.
I can only come to the UK safely if I'm invited. And you know, there is a lot of control and ability in my father's hands. Ultimately, this whole thing could be resolved through him, not necessarily by intervening, but by stepping aside, allowing the experts to do what is necessary and to carry out an RMB. That's
okay. Him speaking the truth, it's bad behavior. Yeah, the article based on two people. One of them then even spoke to Richard, but he wrote a tweet about Harry days ago, pointing down here, and the other one who spoke to Daily Mail then even named himself. These are not friends, because real friends don't go to Twitter to speak badly about you to attract likes. Clown. There's that here. Tragic but true, Prince Harry's behavior is unforgivable. It sounds almost like the one that I just blocked. Okay, I'm sure that interview was discussing to Charles William Press, because it shows how the palace uses the press to cover up for what Charles was doing to Harry. This is why Charles wanted Harry to drop this suit, because he knew Harry would find out his involvement. Yeah. In some shape or form, I think Harry knew already, but he can't just go and blab his mouth out there and say his father is involved. He wanted that to go to court so things could be revealed. I think Harry knew personally, but for the world to see, he had to prove it. And then from that to the court, documents and things that were said, things have been revealed to document it for the future. But I think personally, he knew. Harry knew. His father was involved way before. Richard getting free dog food again. This is human rights violation. It's clear punishment for a son who chose love. It isn't good karma for a father who disowns his child. I want to know who these friends are, because Harry is better off without them. Even politicians and ex-prime ministers have security. In the case of ex-prime minister Truss, who then outlasts the letters, because she was only there for 45 days or something like that, either 45 or 49 days. She has security paid for her for life. Harry only asking for a few times a year so he can show his children, his homeland, and see family and friends. It is nasty and deliberate. And I think there's some of the family members who will want to have contact with Harry, but because of the situation the father and the brother is putting on them, okay, on probably the rest of the royal family, so they have to remain shut, keep their mouth shut and be somewhat separated. And I believe in the docu-series where Eugenie, they didn't even really show her face too much, just, you know, riding the bike and things like that, having fun. And I think they sort of put a stop to it. Put a stop to it, meaning the royal family probably had a talk with her. Next tweet. Harry says, quote, "Keep it 100. I'm trying to see an island implode." Okay, Prince Harry's Cali cool accent baffled fans as he become increasingly Americanized. So they were paying very close attention to his accent with the mic up. The obsession is real. I wonder who said this one here. The screenshot. It's gotta be paired with the finger gun pictures where he's got an angry face. Haha. What does that mean? I don't know. Which fans are baffled? Any fan of Harry's loves all the way. He's proving he's shedding the stuffiness of his upbringing. Alright, there's the laugh here. They just can't stop talking about the non-working royals who doesn't deserve paying for his security. Who are these fans? They keep referencing. What the British don't realize is they eventually began using American urban black slang and phrases after hearing it from Americans. Strange, they say, insulting things about Americans while imitating Americans. I laugh hearing Brit media use woke. They don't know the origin. I don't know, because I remember when because these people, the MAGAs, when they use, it's the same thing as some derangers in the UK, the Tories. Sometimes words that I thought meant something like woke, to be awakened, to be, not sleeping, they took it a completely different way. When I first heard them talking about woke, I literally had to look it up because English is not my primary language. I was like, what are they saying? Doesn't woke mean it's past tense of wake? And I'm like, what the hell? So I had to look it up. Okay, so this is another tweet, and I believe this is the last one. There's more, but it might be... Okay, this one is very long, and there's more videos about it, but I'm gonna just remain on this one. Okay, let's pause it. Be ready. Y'all know some deflection is coming. World exclusive, Prince Andrew was effing underage girls. Tape of royal family advisors exposes Prince Andrew's sexual relations with minors and deep ties to Jeffrey Epstein. There'll be a screenshot. I have not listened to it yet, but if there are certain things, I probably will black. So with that as well, some of the thing I just read regarding Harry is that they're gonna ramp those things up a little bit more, because if these things are gonna come out, they're gonna try to divert it, talk more about Harry and Meghan. So let's listen.
Prince Andrew, he was in the Navy. He was 250 days at sea. He never thought of it. I was really pissed because he lied to me about Epstein. And then I did a big thing in the Daily Mail saying that I believed Andrew. And then I found out he was lying. I was so pissed. No, that he was underage girls.
John Bryan has been a close confidant to the British royal family for a long time. He worked for Queen Elizabeth II, was, quote, best friends with Princess Diana, and had a long-term intimate relationship with the Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson. According to Bryan, he practically raised Sarah Ferguson's children, the princesses Beatrice and Eugenie. And Bryan said that he maintained a friendship with Ferguson's husband, the Duke of York, Prince Andrew.
Tell me like your story.
So my story, you want to know my story?
What?
Like I've been so famous at times when I was on the front page of every newspaper, and because I was working with the Queen of England.
Okay.
You know, Queen Elizabeth. I was working with all the families, Princess Diana, my best friend. And I met Duchess of York.
Okay.
That's Prince Andrew's wife. They were separated. And Sarah and I sort of fell in love. And we lived together for like 5-7 years in my house in England. And I raised their 2 little children. They're so cute.
Wait, her
Beatrice and Eugenie. Those were my children. Those were my kids. I raised those kids.
Wow.
Day to day raised. I was father to those kids.
Prince Andrew's connection to Jeffrey Epstein emerged in 2010, when photos showed them walking together in New York's Central Park. Epstein had already been convicted in 2008 of procuring a 14-year-old girl for prostitution. In 2014, a woman named Virginia Giuffre alleged in a Florida court filing that Jeffrey Epstein paid her to have sex with Prince Andrew when she was 17, a minor. On April 25th, a few weeks ago, Giuffre died by, quote, suicide. Prince Andrew denied Giuffre's sex abuse allegations in a now infamous 2019 BBC interview.
She said she had sex with you 3 times, once on his private island in a group of 7 or 8 other girls.
No.
What do you expect him to say?
No to all of it.
All of it. Absolutely no to all of it.
The interview was a public relations disaster for the royal family and prompted the Queen to strip Prince Andrew of his royal duties. In the aftermath of that interview, the prince sought advice from a longtime royal family confidant, John Bryan.
Wait, so you were not friends with her?
Oh, very good. Oh, no, we're very civilized. We'd go have dinner at his house. We'd have dinner at my house to see his kids. So then, we go on a holiday in the south of France. And I get a big property, like 10 acres, right near Saint-Tropez, right? You know, nobody has 10 acres. I'm on the biggest property, beautiful house. And I rent it so that we're privacy, right? Because the paparazzi are everywhere. There's hundreds of paparazzi, not 10, not 20, hundreds. I know.
And this is already one of Prince Andrew.
Yes, Prince Andrew.
Doing his own thing.
Yeah, he's out with he's on the he was in the Navy. He was 250 days at sea. He never saw his kid.
2 weeks after Prince Andrew's BBC interview, John Bryan was brought to the Royal Lodge where Prince Andrew lives to offer crisis management advice. According to the Telegraph, the meeting was conducted discreetly. At the royal residence, Bryan observed that Prince Andrew was visibly distressed and struggling to focus, reportedly unable to concentrate for more than 40 minutes at a time due to the strain he was under. As reported in the Daily Mail, John Bryan constructed a 5-page document emphasizing that Prince Andrew should publicly show empathy for Epstein's victims. Back in November 2022, Bryan publicly stated that he believed Prince Andrew was innocent of the claims made against him related to the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking scheme. Now, in our exclusive hidden camera undercover footage, John Bryan reveals for the first time that Prince Andrew did in fact have sex with underage girls.
Was he already cheating and like involved with like
Other girls. I was so pissed about that. I was really pissed. I was really pissed because he lied to me about Epstein. Yeah. No, I knew he saw him. But he lied to me that he was such a close friend. I was so pissed. And then I did a big thing in the Daily Mail saying that I believed Andrew. And then I found out he was lying. I was so pissed. No, that he was f***ing underage girls.
Wow.
Now, our newsroom has some concerns about where this investigation is headed and who may be implicated. But our only motivation in doing these stories is the public's right to know. And if this report and our subsequent reports shine a light into darkness and expose evil, then we are willing to take the risks. At the end of the day, child victims of Jeffrey Epstein need to be protected, and the people involved need to be held accountable by law enforcement immediately. Without accountability, our notion of freedom is just an illusion. We're going to be breaking our next stories exclusively at O'KeefeMediaGroup.com. You may see this Project Veritas sign behind me. Stay tuned for next week.
So each time he thinks he's done with one thing, and then more is coming out. All right, so there's more. If I click on this, for instance, all right, there were other videos that I saw. All right, there's all of this. I don't want to get to it. All right, so let's just focus on that. And I'm not even going to read all of the comment. Is it legal to record someone like this? It depends on where it was recorded. It's almost like Kate's is it brother or uncle? Kate's uncle talking about the what do you call it? Kate's uncle who was at La Maison de Bang Bang when about the drugs and all of that. He was see all his underwear.
He even claims Prince William will soon be a guest at his home, the home he has crudely named Maison de Bang Bang.
John Brianna is a dead man walking. He is about to be declared insane and danger to society. Okay, let's see, there's 3 comments here. Okay, I predict a heart attack. Get ready, or the suicide tag. My goodness. Let's pause. They're still too busy crying over had badly Prince Harry damaged the royal brand. I expect they'll bring Andrew back into the fold by summer. Alright, pause again. This tells me they're losing their power. This is like someone finally talking freely and publicly about a person and the mob. It never happens unless the person has no fear because they know they're dealing with a toothless lion. I think people now know they're cash poor. You know, thinking about this tweet, the response to it, about them like powerless, there might be some truth to it. Because when you look at when Harry and the Oprah interview saying that they are trapped.
I'm acutely aware of where my family stand and how scared they are of the tabloids turning on them.
Turning on them for what? They're the royal family.
Yes, but it's there is this invisible, what's termed or referred to as the invisible contract behind closed doors between the institution and the tabloids, UK tabloids.
How so?
Well, it is to simplify it. It's a case of if you as a family member are willing to wine, dine, and give full access to these reporters, then you will get better press.
What do you care about better press if you're royal?
I think everyone needs to have some compassion for them in that situation, right? There is a level of control by fear that has existed for generations. I mean,
But who's controlling?
Down because he's been through something similar. He knows what pain feels like. My father and my brother, they are trapped. They don't get to leave. And I have huge compassion for that.
I took that statement very seriously. I really think they are trapped. And all of those actions that Charles and William are doing is because, in my humble opinion, the papers are blackmailing them. Either you do this or, you know, certain things will reveal and things like that.
Clearly endemic in the British press at that time, and you did nothing. But I will give you this. I'll give you this credit. It's not really credit, but it's like semi-sympathy. I think you were frightened of falling out with, for instance, Murdoch, because at that time you still probably thought he could get you elected. But more importantly, this is the sinister business. There's an individual threat going on. MPs were terrified individually of taking on any of the tabloids, but especially anything from News International. I mean, the prime example being when there was the select, culture and whatever it is, select committee in 2003, no, it was the later one, I think, 2006-9, when they tried to bring Rebecca Brooks in to see them, and she refused, and they asked again, and she refused, and they kept asking, and finally the message got through to the select committee, if you make me come, I will destroy your personal lives. And they backed off, terrified. And that's what MPs have been. They've been, on an individual basis, absolutely terrified. It was, after all, Chris Bryant at that same select committee who asked Rebecca Brooks the question, have you ever paid the police? And when she made her terrible gaffe and said yes. And 6 months later, what happens? Chris Bryant is outed by The Sun as being gay. You know, this is a protection racket, and it should not be called anything else. And these are supposed to be our lawmakers. Okay.
But Harry is the only one with the backbone who dare to fight them. Okay? So, I mean, it's not like I'm making excuses for Charles because he's been a shady person since Princess Diana or even before. But they train him to be in that state of fear, and then they bring in the other brother into that fear kind of thing. So there might be some truth. It's really hard to explain. It's also, this also connect with when William took some money, you know, how do you call this? Settle with the paper without nobody knows. It's until Harry went to court and revealed that William had already settled. This is something that I've said, but it's not written anywhere. It's just my humble opinion. In my humble opinion, I felt like, and I still feel this way, that they gave William some extra, okay, whatever he settled with, whatever million it was, and they give him some extra and said, prevent your brother from suing. So all of those tactics to make Harry afraid, to stop him and things like that, was a way to prevent him from suing. Now that Harry have sued, a lot of things have come out on the court. You know, next year there's going to be another lawsuit. It's 3 papers he's suing. He won 2. Most of them, you know, is due to settle. I talk about that. I don't want to go in full detail. He settled. When I say he won, he literally won, even though some of them did not go full trial, but eventually they settled. Okay, but a lot of information have already come out. So if what I said is true, and William did not do his job from preventing Harry from suing, so now they're on their backs. So I truly believe. And then look what's happening in the US as well. All these have connections, okay? All these have connections. So now that the US is going in that sense, where Trump is running wild and people are not stopping him, so there might be, in some shape or form, information. I think that there's talks about the Epstein and with the US government to release, or they're reviewing and things like that. Okay, so yes, it's hard to explain, but I think this tweet is I'm kind of in a sense agree with it. Okay, I may not even explain it properly, but there's some truth to it. I don't think the royal family has much control or power. It's whatever decision that, even though, okay, this is the thing, sometimes I said, I don't think they understand their position. Even though they in that position, the royal family, William and Charles in that position, but the way that they sort of train them to be afraid, and that goes back since the Queen father died. Again, some of the things that I've said with no truth, just plugging things together. Train him since he was a child to be afraid of this, to be the person that he is. So that was always within them. So there's no change. He's like, what, 70 something? There's no change here. The fear will remain with him until he die. Okay? But it was something they instilled in him, and now he's become the monarch, and now they're controlling him like a puppet. And this is why Harry had said his brother and his father are trapped.
My father and my brother, they are trapped. They don't get to leave. And I have huge compassion for that.
All right, so that's that. Let's get back to the original recording. Is he the toe-sucking dude? Let's see here. The one and only. Oh, so that's him. The way it responded, the one and only. Okay, that man better watch his back. Pause this. Funny how the Daily Mail and other tabloids have not said a word about this. Oh, wait, what? It's about time the royal family stop pretending they are above the law and human rights. Hell yes. You do know Meghan also has relationship. Ah, shut up. I didn't even finish. Okay, so there's Mia. Ah, shut the F up. William, is that you? Meghan didn't even know who Andrew was when Harry took her to see Queen Elizabeth II for the first time. Meghan actually thought Andrew was an aide to the Queen. Shut the F up. Go find some other BS to talk about, or just purely shut up. Let's black. I'm done with this list, but there's more that probably needs to be on PYTE. So that's that. I'm gonna record it, probably put this there as well. You know what? Let me add this. Let me add this here because it does not fit to be in the next one. All right, so let's add this one about President Biden next tweet, and that's my last one. Pause. It's 3 minutes and 27 seconds. President Joe Biden was on The View today. I did not see this any clips talking about it. Maybe, like I said, in the weekend, I'll try to catch up with things that's going on this week. All right, so let's listen to this though.
So President Joe Biden was on The View today, and regardless of the clickbaity-ass title, on the contrary, he did not throw Vice President Kamala Harris under the bus. He said he wasn't surprised that Donald Trump beat Kamala Harris because of the misogyny and the racism that the campaign was pushing along with corporate media.
I wasn't surprised, not because I didn't think the Vice President was the most qualified person to be president. She is. She's qualified to be president of the United States of America. But I was surprised, I wasn't surprised because they went the route of the sexist route, the whole route. I mean, this is a woman, she's this, she's that. I mean, it really, I've never seen quite as successful and a consistent campaign undercutting the notion that a woman couldn't lead the country and a woman of mixed race.
President Biden still maintains his belief that he could have won. I don't necessarily know that to be true. I don't believe that any Democrat, honestly, could have won because we have an uphill battle when it comes to Democrats because of voter apathy, because we're constantly pushing back against corporate media that continues to spew lies and refuse.
You know, I think if he had stayed, he would have won. It would have been almost the same way as 2020, because the way things was going in 2020, where he won, it was an uphill battle, but people went through. But the thing with the racism and all the other thing that implies with her being a woman and things and women of color, that adds to it. And you're hearing more people are being more racist than before. But if Biden had stayed, he would have won. And there's something else that I think, but I do not want to say it because I do not have proof. But I don't know, but let's continue. I don't want to say it because I do not have proof, but it's almost like what was going on in Canada where with Justin Trudeau and things like that. But let's continue.
Used to actually acknowledge Democrat accomplishments. On top of that, we got content creators weaponizing their platform, spewing misinformation, causing voter apathy. And y'all motherfuckers still out here lying, trying to justify your inaction, putting everybody in harm's way because y'all didn't want to fucking vote for the damn coconut lady. Y'all are the damn problem. Y'all sitting here saying that Joe Biden didn't want no motherfucking ceasefire when we have the full-pledged document of the ceasefire agreement that was actually agreed to by Hamas. It was actually mitigated between the United States, Egypt, and Qatar. It was led by CIA Director William Burns. So the only evidence that y'all have right now that y'all want us to believe is an ambassador from Israel that Joe Biden didn't want no motherfucking ceasefire. Y'all been telling us for fucking months not to trust the Israeli government. Now, which one is it? Do we trust them or do we not trust them? You can't have it both ways, bitch. And these same motherfuckers that are lying about Joe Biden and the ceasefire agreement were the same motherfuckers who tried to spread voter apathy saying that.
Okay, but look what's going on right now in the Middle East. Okay, they done with. I'm just not reporting on it, but they pretty much flatten the area completely.
Oh, genocide is my heart line. Oh, if you vote for Kamala Harris, you're voting for genocide. These same motherfuckers that said that we survived the Donald Trump presidency before, we'll survive again. Well, a lot of motherfuckers didn't survive the first fucking time. We lost 1 million motherfuckers due to COVID and his mishandling of it. Did you fucking forget? And then on top of that, y'all want to sit here and act like Joe Biden's accomplishments didn't exist. Did he not pull us out of a motherfucking pandemic? Are 71 Americans not motherfucking vaccinated? Are we sitting here dealing with when they kept saying over and over and over again on corporate media, recession's coming, recession's coming, recession's coming. Nothing fucking came but more motherfucking jobs under Biden. Nothing came but billions of dollars in projects and investments in our infrastructure. Nothing came but stimulus and child tax credits and lower prescription drugs. Nothing came but $158 billion worth of student loan debt forgiveness under Biden. Now, y'all motherfucking checks are about to be garnished. The problem is perception is motherfucking reality. If enough people tell you that the sky is motherfucking falling under the Biden-Harris administration, you dumb motherfuckers would truly motherfucking believe it. It was so simple to find the motherfucking information, find the resources that were readily motherfucking available to us. I don't have empathy for ignorance. We're grown. If your ass can spend the damn time to go find the cheapest pair of motherfucking sneakers or how you can go across the motherfucking country to go on a motherfucking vacation, you could take 2 minutes of your time to find resources that are going to make your life better. That actually has been spearheaded by Democrats. If you're looking for a content creator that's going to make excuses for you, I'm not for you, boo. I'm too raw, too real. Fuck how you feel.
All right, so pretty much majority of the comments here are agreeing with him. All right, so that's that. Let's do a prayer. Prayer for, I don't know. Should we say education? Let's just put education. We all need education. Education never stops. Even if you have your PhDs or rocket scientist degree, we still need education. Education, education. All right, let's choose something small, not too long. Okay, not student. Pray for your child's education. Okay, let's pick this one. Father, I pray that in all of life's schools, may my children come to the conclusion that fearing you and keeping your commandments and the ultimate duty of their lives, keep them grounded, centered on you, broadening their knowledge while maintaining their integrity. In Jesus' name, amen. I just wanted something simple. Okay, so this I'm uploading now. Did I put the date when it should be live? No, I did not. I'll look into it later. So please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. There's a lot of thumbnails that I need to do. Alright, so that's it. I'm gonna do another video to sort of finish with the list that I created yesterday. The next tweet is gonna be on this. Let's see if it's something I should add here. Okay, so I have some tweets regarding that. Okay, so I'll look more into that. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for watching. This will be on PYTE, by the way, not on this channel.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.